right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Sunday evening. Another edition of KnicksFanTV Live presented by Manscaped. CP the franchise, Alex Rataros on the other side. On today's episode, we are doing another season preview show, man. Last week, we talked about the Knicks big man rotation, and this week, it is the wings. The deepest part of this Knicks rotation, man. We're going to get into it. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and more. Great show today. Plus, we are giving away the Marcus Morris autographed jersey. Speaking of wings, autographed jersey by my guy Mook is going to a franchise channel member tonight, man. So lock in, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back in the building, man. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Al. How we feeling, man?
Feeling all right, man. But, you shouldn't be asking me that question. I should be asking you that question because, yesterday we were in, Williamsburg celebrating your 40th birthday. So happy birthday once again to you, man. Happy birthday to your son as well. You turned the big 4-0, though. Yeah. Great celebrations. Shout out to the Knicks chick, Lady KFTV, for throwing a hell of a banger. All right. Yeah. It was a great time, man. So how are you feeling, though? Because, we were all out until the wee hours of 3, 4 a.m. Yeah,
you know what? I mean, it was one of those, man. One of those occasions where, we had to pop out and get it cracking. It was a family affair for sure. But I had a great time. Shout out to my girl, the Knicks chick, for putting it together. Did a great job with the decor. The cake was crazy. You saw the cake.
The cake was insane.
Yeah, the cake was insane.
And delicious.
Oh, yeah. It was good. It was good, man. So definitely shout out to our people who put that together. I'm going to get you out the bakery name in a little bit once she gets me the name. I forgot the name, but we will get that settled. But, yeah, man, great night. It was well represented by Team KFTV. You popped in. JD came through. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff Johnson came through. We had Dexter Henry in the building. Anthony MSG was in there. Star-studded affair, man. Star-studded affair, man.
The only way to celebrate your 40th birthday, man. Yeah. So happy birthday to you once again.
Appreciate it.
And appreciate you, man, for being a great friend and a great mentor, man. Yeah. Really appreciate how you've helped, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah. So I had to step out with the double-breasted joint. You know what I mean? It's a milestone.
Dude, you walked in with a suit. I was like, okay, This guy's taking it serious. He is well prepared for his 40s.
I had to get my Nino Brown on. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those nights. You had to pop out and show him, like Kendrick said. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, you had security there. Shout out to Ty. I mean,
shout
you walked in. I was like, I didn't know if it was CP's birthday or the president walking through.
Yeah, shout out to the KFTV enforcer, man. Shout out to Big Ty. Ty was there, but yeah, it was a great time. You know what one of the best parts of the night was, bro?
What?
I came in with a bottle. I'm not gonna say the name because they haven't sponsored the show, but it's one of those colored labels, if you know what I'm saying. I bring it out on special occasions. You know what I'm saying? So, but the best part of the night was I came in with that, finished the bottle, and left with 3 more. I mean,
that's the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, that
There's
just
no
means
better way.
I invited the right people. I was proud of myself, man.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
Yeah, left out of there with the finest of the finest of scotches. 3 of them.
There you go.
There you go.
And look, man, now you get to, sip as you watch a great season unfold by the New York Knicks with some classy scotch.
There you go.
How else could it be more serendipitous, as our guy Clyde would say?
No question about it, man. So, so that was last night. Definitely a great time. Shout out to everybody who came through. Now let's dish on the orange and blue, man. The wing rotation, and it's just beautiful to see where we are now. Just maybe 7 years ago at the start of this channel, screaming to the high heavens, we need wings. We have no wings. I did a Twitter search on my name and the word wings, and I must have had 50 tweets over the last 8 years about the Knicks' need at the wing rotation, and now we have it, man. They brought in Josh
Not chicken
Hart.
wings, just actual wings for the Knicks. You made sure chicken wings were not falling into that category.
That's it. Just wings for the Knicks, man. And now we got it with Hart and OG and Mikal Bridges. Now let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the previous years we were always talking about, well, our season preview shows would be like this. It would be like, man, well, is RJ going to be able to do this
Yes.
and guard these wings, right? And now it's
Right.
kind of like, not to say you don't have to worry, but we come into the ball game with some firepower right now.
There's last night, of course, it couldn't be your birthday without having some Knicks conversation flow through. So it was like Dexter, JD, Jeff, shout out to Chris Shamus as well, who was there. We were all having the conversation of like, how many wins can this team get, right? And part of that is not only due to Brunson, being at the helm, Randall being a solid scorer.
Yeah.
It's also because now this wing duo that we have, this tandem, if you want to use, and there's just so much confidence in this team. I think the over-under is at 52.5 right now, depending on the sports book that you're looking at for the New York Knicks, just like win totals. We were having the conversation. I'm saying I'm going 54. Yeah. I know we're not there yet, but I'm saying right now 54. I just feel very confident, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they even got up to 60, honestly. Like, I feel like the team's got that much talent on there that based on how they performed last season, CP, we could see them get even further just because with the versatility to guard some of the most proficient offensive threats in the NBA, having people like Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby in your starting rotation who can swap out between 1 to 4 easily. How can you not feel confident in this team, especially when you got Brunson and Randall who can just score, man? And those guys don't have to worry about having to guard the toughest opponents. Now you got guys who are that is strictly their role, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just very bullish.
Yeah, no question. And because when you look at how a lot of teams are built, if your best players are not your best defenders, then you have to do a job to do in terms of complementing them with strong defenders. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at it, like, look at Denver, how they won the chip. Jokic isn't a terrible defender, but not the best either. Neither is Murray. But they got Aaron Gordon. They had KCP. They had Bruce Brown. They had Jeff Green. Like, those smart, talented defenders to kind of fortify those guys. Boston, well, Tatum and Brown are good defenders. But then, I mean, you got White and Drew Holiday just going crazy out there. That's what made them a tremendous team. And so it's just been a great job by the front office in just kind of shoring up those weaknesses. Jalen and Julius aren't the strongest defenders, so you bring in a Josh Hart. Versatile, gritty, tough. You bring in OG Anunoby, same thing. You bring in Mikal Bridges, same thing. Like, that's a fantastic job by them, man.
Yeah, and even with these guys, like, and if you look at Boston too, right? The guys that they brought in, Derek White, Drew Holiday, if anything, you could say they brought in guys who also can score in the clutch.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at Derek White and now his, short resume being on the Celtics, right? Because Tatum didn't have the greatest shooting performance in the postseason, but gave you solid enough defense and playmaking where, you got to figure out how you put it always comes back to how do you put a complementary roster together to always figure out the weaknesses that some of your players have.
Yeah.
And so talking about that, they did that for the defensive side for Randall and Brunson. But even when you look at guys like OG and what he did this postseason as a Knick and just see the offensive creativity that he had, just the spurts there, here and there. What is he doing this offseason? It's always, what do you see? Like when you see it in the postseason, the guys are going to work on in the offseason so they can add to their bag for the upcoming season. And then Bridges, we've already seen, man, like during that trade, that first stint he had in Brooklyn, he looked like not necessarily a 1A guy, but for the most part, he looked like a dude that you could say, oh, wow, there's some scoring potential here.
Yeah.
And you could just give him the rock and he can create for himself, knock down threes. And so not only did they add legitimate defensive players to help Brunson and Randall, but they also added legitimate offensive threats. I mean, OG's a knockdown three-point shooter, especially from the corner, right? Especially when you think about drive and kick and you're looking for the short side three, as Tom Thibodeau likes to preach. You got that right there. And then Bridges offensively, we're going to see some games from Bridges where we're like, oh, look, he just dropped 30 tonight.
Right,
right. And you're like, okay. And then if all things are hitting, right? Imagine seeing in your starting rotation, you get 30 from Brunson, like 25 or 30 from Randall, and you see another 25 or 30 from Bridges, man, just because he's having that type of night, which is totally in the realm of possibility because he's not going to be in that situation that he was in Phoenix where it's Chris Paul who's doing the orchestrating. It's Devin Booker who's going to do most of the scoring. And then we have to, essentially promote DeAndre Ayton to be that guy.
Right.
Now we already know what Bridges can be. Now when you're joining a team and it's Tibbs, it's like, all right, how are we going to make sure we get this guy touches so that way he stays involved and engaged in this offense moving forward? So I'm looking, man, this team's stacked. 1 through 4, this team's stacked.
It's definitely stacked, and no question at the wing. And with Bridges, that's why I keep thinking, like, will it be run kind of being that primary or more secondary option with the second unit, where he becomes more aggressive as a shot creator, because with Brunson and Randall, he's gonna have to figure out his fit with those two. But maybe as a second unit, like once you put Jalen on the bench, does it become more of a Bridges Randall sort of thing, where you kind of have him shining a little bit? And I think that's where it's going to be so much different than last year, because you didn't really, even when they got Bogdanovich and he would have his, sometimes he was streaky. He would have those hot streaks, but like now you have something more legit in Bridges that you can rely on every night, and that's going to be different. And I think that's what's going to get them closer to that 50-win mark.
So since you brought that up, man,
over 50 rather.
So since you brought that up with Bridges playing with the second unit, and that's where he's going to get his time to shine. You mentioned Josh Hart, right? Another guy that we have at the wing, and with OG's injury history, that's why you have somebody like Josh Hart, who's essentially like an Iron Man, because he's going to play most of the games. We saw that this past season. We've seen it since he's been here, seen it since he's been in the league. He's predominantly healthy, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say the unthinkable happens. OG's healthy for most of the season. You got Bridges, who will most likely be healthy. And now that you think about that second unit, is there even enough time for guys like Josh Hart to get that much playing time? Is there enough time for guys like Hart DiVincenzo? Because those guys were so instrumental in the amount of minutes they were just eating up last year and really excelled because of all the injuries the Knicks had to go through. Do you see them losing minutes? Do you see, how do you even see that playing out at this point?
I hope that, and so to everybody in the chat once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. CP and Alex rocking on the ones and twos. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. Out, $20 super chat from the legend, man. He says, happy birthday, CP, and the gift is Wingstop. Bridges and OG. Finally, your search for the Knicks Wings has stopped. Knicks Nation salute, Alex salute, we ready, fam. Movie night out. So the Rhyme Animal doing double duty, man. He's in dad mode, he's on movie night, but he's tapping into the number one show for the fans, by the fans. You know
Wingstop, I like that. Oh, Wingstop. I forgot. That was already, I forgot that was dubbed as the name for Bridges and OG. It's been a minute.
Yes.
Is it lemon pepper wings? What type of wings are they?
I mean, I rock with lemon pepper, but everybody can't do the lemon pepper properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like lemon pepper was like that. That's like an Atlanta staple. I used to go to JR Crickets down in Atlanta. You get the lemon pepper joints, ranch only. I wasn't really a blue cheese guy. Ranch. And you're set. And sometimes it could get a little salty now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Pause.
You definitely need a huge glass of water with the lemon peppers. But, yeah, those are my go-tos, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah. So back to the bench and the rotation. That's going to be one of the biggest question marks. Like DiVincenzo, you can't lose him, man. 283 made threes. Instant offense, instant firepower from downtown, like a momentum killer. You got to find his minutes. They definitely need to find his minutes. And I think Tibbs needs to lean in on that depth and that embarrassment of riches. And that should keep everybody fresh if you're distributing the minutes. And I just hope he just plays with the hot hands on a given night. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I really do want to see a lineup with with Hart, with OG, with Mikal Bridges as well. And maybe those are nights where you may not need Julius necessarily some nights to close because you're going with a stronger defensive unit with OG at the 4, with Mitch at the 5. I want to see how they gel offensively because ideally I want my strongest defenders out there. So you may have some nights where you might not even need him to close because you got those guys cooking. Or are there nights where, DiVincenzo's firing away in the middle of the fourth quarter? Does he get a chance to finish games? I think Tibbs should lean in on that.
So I'm looking at these minutes from the past season. OG on the Knicks was averaging 35 minutes. Bridges last year on the Nets was averaging 35 minutes. You have Dante averaging 29, and then you have Josh Hart averaging 33.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to lose somewhere, CP. I know we're hoping for small ball 5, and there's rumblings of that, and we should be optimistic that we'll get to see spurts of that. But that would be the only way, in my opinion, that you're going to get those guys an equitable amount of minutes, and for those guys to stay in rhythm. I'm a little concerned because of how those guys performed last year that we don't get that same production because these guys were players that thrived in getting those minutes, right?
Yeah.
And for some guys, they're rhythm players. They need to be on the court. They need to get into a groove. They need to, have the rock in their hands and just be like, all right, just give me my opportunities, give me my reps, and I can find my shot. And somebody like Dante, who's a, knockdown 3-point shooter, that's him, man. We've seen games like that. We've seen him start off cold, and then next thing you know, he'll hit 6, 7 straight, and you're like, all right, he's there. We're good to go. But you need to give him that runway in order for him to get into that groove. And if you're gonna have someone like Bridges in front of him, I just see him getting more of the light. Now, this isn't like it's a good problem to have. You have a lot of talent, right? But it's just like, how do you make sure you keep all those guys in rhythm? That's going to be the biggest. I think that's going to be the biggest test this year. Is how do you keep all those guys in rhythm? And that's going to be Tom Thibodeau always has problems coming in, good problems.
Yeah.
But how do you keep all these guys in rhythm?
For DiVincenzo, I think the rhythm thing is definitely an interesting question. For Hart, not so much because he's a guy that can get his, just come off the bench, grab a rebound, and go.
Yeah.
And just get you a transition bucket. I don't think Tibbs is bailing on him, man. Hart is Tibbs' most trusted asset, not named Jalen Brunson. I mean, his 3-point accuracy went up 6 points in the playoffs. He was a 31% shooter in regular season last year, 37 in the playoffs. Effective field goal percentage went up 2 notches. He's just Mr. Everything for this team. And with his ability to rebound, play tough, play hard in crunch time. I still think he finds a way to get hard in there. I really do.
He's easier to figure out though because, as you said, he's not like you're not relying on his offense. You're relying more so on his hustle.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Dante is like the bigger question mark for me.
Yeah, it seems as though, and when we had Jerry Ferrara on the show earlier this week, shout out to Jerry Ferrara. Definitely tap into that fan mailbag show if you guys missed it in the chat. But based on Tibbs' comments with Steve Ashburner on NBA.com, it sounds like he's really going to lean in. He spoke highly of the versatility of all these wings. And a lot of times when we talk about, well, the coach needs to adjust, the coach needs to utilize this player, that player, sometimes you're kind of handcuffed with the pieces that you have. But now he has versatile players. He has high IQ defensive players. He has tough defenders. I think now's the time when he's really going to dig in on that and really deploy these guys in a number of ways. And like I said, it could come at the expense of certain players on some nights. But I think having that option is going to do well for Tibbs. I think he's really going to lean in on that this year.
I'm looking forward to that, man. I'd like to see it because, we've been so used to just almost the complete opposite.
Yeah, for sure. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on the few boys. CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. $5 super chat from Junior Chroma. Al says, happy birthday, CP. Giants got a W today, too. Look at that.
Wow.
Yankees about to clinch the AL East. It's good vibes around here. I did enjoy a Giants victory today. I did. And every week they get me tight. After week 1, I bailed for the day, but they just draw me right back in. They just draw me right back in, man.
Bail for the day.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you sound like it's and I get it. Look, it's Daniel Jones. You see, I know you have like a love-hate relationship with this guy. But you are like it's like if he wins, all right, I'm in. If he loses, all right, I'm out. And it's like I'm done with the season. I can't watch anymore.
It's a love-hate relationship, man, but I can't bail on my team. Neighbors look fantastic. Oh, we got to shout out a $100 super chat from our guy, Jason Calcanis. Salute to the family, man. He says, happy 40th. And speaking of 40, we no longer get to have to play the starting 40 minutes a game anymore. Let's go. Absolutely not. And we'll talk about shoring up a weakness. You got Mikal Bridges, the Iron Man, on a team that's often injured. Fantastic, bro.
The Knicks really have great problems, man, right now, man.
Yeah,
they really do have great problems.
Yeah,
but let me ask you this though.
Okay.
Where would you rank this wing tandem? Where would you rank this wing tandem? And I'm gonna throw some names out there.
Okay.
And if you all right, so
yeah, let's go.
Obviously, you got the Celtics. You got to put Tatum and Brown up there.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels.
Yes.
If you want to consider this one, just because they're usually in the playoffs, Hero and Butler. Okay. Jalen Williams, Lou Dort.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think another upcoming, because and this may irritate some people. Okay. The RJ and Scotty Barnes wing tandem.
You putting the Maple Mamba in there? Okay.
I was going through some lists. I'm
trying to get a little
obviously, if Kawhi and PG were still together, you'd put that list there, but that's gone. So
the thing is like, for one, how are we defining wings? Are we putting some 2s in there? Are we putting some 4s in there?
Well, that's why I'm like, that's the thing.
Right?
I got Hero in there, man. Scotty Barnes can play the 4 at times,
right? Are you putting Bam in there with his ability to guard multiple positions? Should Bam go in there?
See, I wouldn't put Bam because he's a center for the most part.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking guys who typically play either the 2, the 3. If they play the 4, it's really like they have to be like a small ball in my eyes.
Okay.
If I'm seeing them at the 4.
Small ball 4. All right, so certainly Tatum and Brown. What about Brown and AD? Can I put Brown and AD in there? AD spends most of his time at the 5 for the Lakers.
I know. That's what I was like. I wouldn't because he plays mostly 5 and he's usually like a power forward.
Yeah.
And then Braun, he can play any position, right?
Yeah.
But now he's like the point guard for that team essentially. I don't know. I wouldn't put them as like. I could understand why because they're 2 most versatile players, but
yeah,
like every time I hear like the wing convo prior to even when AD and Braun were together, it's always Tatum, Brown, Kawhi, PG at the time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the mindset that I have. It's really like a shooting guard and a small forward that I'm thinking of.
So okay, I hear. So with Greek Freak, you're not putting the Greek Freak in that list. Greek Freak and Middleton, we're keeping him off the list.
Yes, they're off the list.
Okay. All right. Hey, that your list is your list, man. I can't knock that. You know what I mean? Your list is your list.
I mean, this is interesting to me that we're putting Giannis, who's like a traditional power forward, in the list. I would like to see your list at this point. I'm just curious.
Well, the thing is that when I think about duos, a lot of times I'm looking at more engines rather than complementary players / finishers. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about Tatum and Brown, like those are the guys that are going to go get it. PG and Paul George. I mean, PG and Kawhi Leonard. Even if you want to put it Bron and AD, like those are more engines. But with like complementary players, that's why I think like I'd rather grade them on the depth of the rotation, in which I think you could legitimately put the Knicks up there with some of the best teams in the league. Like Timberwolves, like you said, Jay McDaniels and Ant-Man, I have to put up there. Celtics, obviously. Miami, you said Hero and Butler.
Yeah.
They got Jaquez.
Hawkins is another
Right.
one, yeah.
Jaquez had a good year last year, rookie year. OKC, I mean, we could put Caruso in that group with Dort and Jalen Williams.
Yep.
Orlando, how about Franz, Paolo? You got KCP there right now.
Yep, that's another one.
Isaac.
Yep.
That's a good
And shout out
rotation.
to JJ saying KD and Booker. That's another one.
KD Book, or is it KD Beal, Grayson Allen combination? If you're gonna say that Book is the point guard, you know,
Yeah.
you could obviously the Suns got to be up there. Who else do I have on this list? Those are them. But I mean, for the Knicks, like if you're talking about Bridges, Hart, and OG, when you talk about offense defense balance and that like roles for the team and impact for the team, I got to put him right up there. You know, duo is a little bit harder to define and rate them on. But I think overall the depth of the rotation is right up there as one of the best in the league.
I agree with that. I'd probably put the win, like if you're talking about the group themselves,
Yeah.
I'd probably put them at number 2.
Okay, behind who? OKC?
Behind
Celtics?
Celtics.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta give the Celtics their respect, even
Yes.
though Tatum has been a little choppy.
Yeah. I know.
when it
Are you
comes
putting
to the
Derek
postseason.
White in there? Are you putting Derek White in that mix?
You can, yeah. You can put them in that mix.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Yeah. I would put them at number 1. I put the Knicks at number 2. And I put Ant-Man. Ooh, actually, it's tough. Is it Caruso, Lou Dort, and Jalen Williams? Or is it Ant-Man and Jaden McDaniels who would be next?
Yeah.
That's a tough group.
That is a tough group. So, interesting. People in the chat saying Luka and Clay. I can't put Clay up there right now. If you're going to go off a legacy, obviously. But right now, at this stage of his career, I can't put that up there.
I mean, if we're doing that, it has to be like, as you said, like I would not put that. Also, I'll just say like offensively, Luka by himself would just be carrying that category. I don't think Clay is really doing much, unfortunately, at this point of his career.
At this stage of his career. Yeah, I can't put that in there. We did say KD and Book. Shout out to Remakes, franchise channel. We did say KD and Book, or if you're going to put Beal in that mix, Grayson Allen, his three-point prowess. You got to respect KD, obviously. Ray Valencia says New Orleans, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram. What do you think about that?
I like the talent there, but
I like it.
Trey Murphy.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it. I just feel like Brandon Ingram is supposed to be that, you know, he's supposed to be the guy of that group.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just underwhelming at times watching him play down there.
How about Memphis? Are we putting Triple J in that category?
No, I wouldn't put Triple J in that.
You're not putting Triple J there. Okay.
No, I wouldn't put there.
So then
I always look at him as like a big man because I'm looking at him playing power forward. Like, yes, he's defensively, he's versatile enough to do it, but I just don't like when I think of wings, I think of guys who can just play the perimeter, do some post work, and like that's why when you look at Tatum and Brown, when you look at Kawhi and PG, those guys 3-level scorers, they can guard anywhere on the court. That's what I'm thinking of. Like I think Triple J, great defender. I think offensively, you know, I'm not looking at him as a true 3-level threat.
Yeah. Raul in the chat. I was thinking about this one. How about the Kings? Just got DeRozan now. You got Murray. If you want to put Malik Monk in that mix, 6-man of the year candidate. What do you think?
Yeah. They ain't up there.
They ain't up there.
They ain't up there.
They ain't up there, man.
It's fun. I'll say that's a fun team to watch on League Pass.
Yes.
But they're not up there.
Listen, man. I mean, like I said, I think the balance of the Knicks unit puts them right there. Defensively, offensively, what they can give you. Efficiency. You know.
I think they're number 2, man.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking at the group, they're number 2.
Yeah.
I'd probably lean OKC. This is so tough, man.
Yeah.
Because Ant-Man's so offensively gifted, man.
Sure, for sure.
So
For
is
sure.
Jalen Williams.
Right.
And then you look at the other, it's like McDaniels, like he's had some moments. Caruso, Udor. I'll probably
Yeah.
go OKC just because of the depth at that point.
Okay. I'm with you
But
on that.
it's so close. But it's so close between for the number 3 spot. It's so close between the Timberwolves and OKC.
I'm with you on that one, man. If you guys want to call us up, you can call us up on the KFTV Discord. Salute to everybody in the chat once again, man. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys, CP and Alex. On the ones and twos, a little Sunday night Knick action, man. You know what I'm saying? A little Sunday night Knick action. We were recapping the franchise 40th birthday bashmenting last night. It's a good time. Attended by a select few. My guy Al came down from Beantown, and I'm showing the cake again, man. I'm showing the cake, and shout out to my guys at Mia's Bakery in Brooklyn. Check out Mia's Bakery in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, you know about Mia's?
I know about Mia's.
How
yes.
you know about Mia's? You know about Mia's. Okay, so
because here's the thing, CP. Here's
Yeah.
the thing about Mia's.
Yeah.
They opened one originally in Brooklyn. They opened
Yeah.
one here in Beantown.
Oh, wow. Okay. So shout out to Paris, Stavros, and Agapios. Big time Knicks fans, big time friends of the program, KFTV fans. So they put an extra care on my cake, man. And it had the franchise 40 jersey on there, man. Yeah.
You said Stavros?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
so he's
that's your
Greek.
peoples, man. Yeah, that's your peoples.
Yeah, as soon as I heard the name. So,
Yeah. Agapios. Did I pronounce that correctly?
No, you didn't.
Okay,
But hey.
I didn't. What's the correct?
Can I please see the writing so I can actually? I'm a guy who needs to see.
Agapios.
Agapos.
Huh?
Agapos.
That's what I did. That's what I said. I said Agapios.
Yeah, there you go.
I got it. So is the I kind of like silent?
Yes, correct.
All right, there we go. A little social studies, impromptu social studies lesson, man.
Here we go. Hey, that was my major in college. There you go. I'm here to help.
There you go, man. There you go. All right, let's get to the Discord. Oh, I saw Harrison Dolan on the Discord. He's not there anymore. So, Harrison, if you are calling in, feel free to call in, and we'll get to it, man. So to everybody in the chat once again. Now, we are going to be giving away the Marcus Morris jersey in just a little bit. So my franchise channel members, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys haven't joined the franchise channel members as yet, you still got time to get in on tonight's contest. One lucky winner is going home with this. And this is a size size 52. That was good. Average size. I think this is like an extra large. Yeah, so it's good. Signed by Morris himself. Not some dude in his basement, man. This is authentic, and it's got the authenticity sticker as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Someone in his basement. Jeez.
I mean, yeah, you laugh at him.
I know what happens, but it's just so fun.
Yeah.
I just laugh because that would never happen here on the show.
No. We don't do such things, man. But how about Mook, man? The Mook announcement came down last week. And one of the most celebrated vet minimum training camp invites of all time. What'd you think about it, man?
I like it as, look, let's just keep it a bean.
Yeah.
He hasn't been great since, for a few years now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But as a Randall insurance for injury, I like the move. I think he's solid in the sense that if you don't have to rely on him, which I think on the other previous teams, he was he needed to produce, especially when you think about what was he just came from the Cavs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they needed him in the playoffs. And it's like, you don't want to necessarily rely on Mook at this point, but I could see him still giving you a few buckets here and there, give you that tenacity, give you that mean edge that you want this team to have, the aggressiveness, the physicality.
Yeah.
I like the signing, man. It's full circle when he helped start this movement, right? And I saw as soon as he signed, we all saw the infamous game winner against the Dallas Mavericks. I was actually in the building where he almost won the game against the Celtics early that season. Mm-hmm. But instead we lose, on a Tatum baseline fadeaway over RJ. But Mook was that guy, man. So I'm happy to see that he's back on the team.
Yeah, likewise. Look, I'm not expecting minutes from him. If he does get minutes, then there has been a catastrophe. I look at it more as a locker room presence, somebody that can help in practice. If Julius and Mitch are going to be limited in practice, he can go in there and help out. Locker room guy that guys respect, players respect. And with the Knicks shoring up weaknesses, the depth was sorely impacted last year in the playoffs. And so this year, you're hoping that when you look down the bench, 12, 13, 14, 15 guy, those are guys that can go in and give you good minutes. And these are not, the Daquan Jeffries of the world. No disrespect, but need a little bit more potency there in case we need to break glass for emergency and lean on guys. You need guys that know what they're doing. You need guys who are savvy, are veterans, that are still leaning in on some of their fundamentals and knowledge of the game, and that can go in there and give you a good run.
And I think that's the most important thing that you said is the veteran savviness, right? And even veteran leadership, because Mook was the leader of that team when he first joined in that 2019-2020 season, right? When Randall joined, and the joke was, oh, we signed a bajillion power forwards for this roster. But let's just also look at Mook's resume, man, because he's been on some scrappy teams that have made the distance in the postseason. Let's go back to that Celtics team he was part of with IT, King of the Fourth IT.
Yeah.
And to see them go against the Cavs in an Eastern Conference Finals, right? Even though it didn't end in the way that they wanted, having that type of experience and how to prep for the postseason, coach and guide guys like Randall and say like Mikal Bridges or anybody else on this roster, man, like, he's a seasoned vet. He's been in the league for a long enough time now where he knows the ins and outs, how you get ready for these type of games. And honestly, he probably has player intel on some of the guys that he's going to face and everybody else in this league. Yep. So why not have somebody like Mook on your roster who could not only, coach the young guys, help them understand how they should prepare and keep their cool during a postseason run, but also say, hey, when I was with this team, this is what, we looked at to try to expose them, right? Whether it be Tatum, Brown, whoever. And I think that type of stuff can't go unnoticed when you have guys like Mook in the locker room.
Yeah, totally agree with you there. And, we speak with almost a certainty that he's going to be on the roster. I think he gets the last spot. I can't see Landry Shamet beating him out, especially with the Knicks' need in terms of front court depth behind Randall. Hey, maybe can he play a little small ball five? Who knows? But that's why I think he'll get the nod over Shamet. We have more than enough guards, but I think Mook gets that last spot.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he's gonna get the last spot, man. Unless like he's injured or something like that. It just comes down to Randall insurance, man. You want to make sure that you have enough front court depth. And look, it's not only Randall, because we saw OG also play the 4. It's also OG insurance too, right?
True, exactly. So, even more so. You're right.
And maybe as you go throughout the regular season, and if Tibbs embraces the idea of, hey, we're playing a lesser team tonight, let's rest our guys. Let's give Randall like 15, 20 minutes, give OG 15, 20 minutes. But you know what, Mook, this is going to be your night, so that way you stay fresh.
Yeah.
And you get some rhythm. And that way you also protect Randall and OG, so that way they're ready for a postseason run rather than just trying to win the regular season. Because at this point, the Knicks, it's not about how many games you can win during the regular season. It's all about, can you take that next step? We know you can get to the second round. We know you can win a lot of games, get to the second round. Can you get to the ECF? Because the moves that you've made now are screaming, we're ready for title contention. So now in order to say we're going to take that next step, you got to get to the ECF at this point.
No question about it. It's just looking at Mook's numbers, man. Career from 3. Tremendous. Tremendous numbers. I mean, if we look at overall, if you go back, even coming in as a rookie, 39% he shot in his second year, in his first real full year from 3. Then he had a bad one with Phoenix. Well, he finished when he got traded to Phoenix. He didn't shoot the ball well in that first season. But then 40%, 37, 37, had a 33, 38 and 38 for the Celtics, 45 for the Knicks. He shot 45 from 3 when he came here.
He was only a good 3-point shooter. CP.
45, 49 with the Clippers. He had a 38 season with the Clippers.
How we
37,
signed Reggie
40,
Bullock and Wayne
46.
Ellington, and Mook was our best 3-point shooter.
Yeah. How did that make sense, right? We signed Reggie Bullock, Wayne Ellington, and it was Marcus Morris who turned out to be the best 3-point shooter on the Knicks that year.
Good Lord, man.
Can't make it up. Cannot make it up. Let's go to the Discord, man. Remakes checking in from the members lounge. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's good, CP? This is Harrison Dolan.
Harrison Dolan. What's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. What's going on, Alex? Yeah.
What up?
So, hope you guys had a good day. Giants, Yankees, and Mets all winning.
Yeah, great day. Great day, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like this year is going to be sort of a championship, run by committee, where essentially everyone's going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. And, Dante and Hart are probably going to feel it the most just because they were relied on so heavily. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. A while back, I called in and foolishly nominated myself as Deuce Hive president.
Yes.
Which was not received well. So my apologies on that. But I genuinely do think Deuce has all-star potential. Not in this role on this team, but that's a conversation for another time. But I really want to talk about Randall because the narrative seems to be that Randall is somehow out of place on this team. He's the second best player on the team.
Yeah.
The narratives are he's a ball stopper, but he gets 5 assists a game. People cite his attitude problems, but that hasn't been a thing for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And, if he underperforms in the playoffs this year, then I say the experiment, we can move on from it. But he's coming in on 2 months of rest.
Right.
That's going to be a big factor. So I'm excited to see Randall, man. And Dante, we saw last year that Dante is better as a starter because he didn't really break out until he moved into that starting lineup. He was a little average before that. So I'm interested to see how he's going to fare this year.
Yeah, likewise, man. Yeah, the narrative that Julius is out of place here, I think that's pretty ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't believe in that at all. But let's see how he comes back from the shoulder injury. There's a report on ESPN this past week that he should be ready for the start of the season. Should be ready for the opener against Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which would be fantastic. So yeah, let's just see how it goes, man. But out of place, no, they need somebody like this. If they're
absolutely
have any
the Nova guys can't do it all on their own.
No, they
you need someone else too.
Nope.
And I got a wing duo that you didn't mention, which isn't as good, but it's definitely pesky, and that's Paul George and Kelly Oubre.
I
don't think they can compete with how good OG and Mikhail are, but it's definitely a step up from what Philly had.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Give credit. The way Kelly Oubre did play last year, deserves consideration. But we got to see it to believe it 2 years in a row. Give me 2 years in a row before I crown him as part of that duo. But he did play well last year for Philly, though.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, happy birthday again, man. Just wanted to check in before the season.
Appreciate it, man. Call in anytime, man. Good stuff. Good takes, as always, by our guy, Harrison Dolan on the Discord, Al. Go ahead.
Can Paul George also stay healthy?
Yeah, he's another guy. He's got to stay healthy.
It's like whenever, and that was always the caveat.
Yep.
With Paul George and Kawhi, it's like, this could be the number 1 or number 2 wing duo in the league.
Yeah.
If they're healthy.
Call us up on the Discord, man, if you want to get your takes in on the Knicks wing rotation, Randall, whatever you guys want to talk about. CP the franchise, Alex Taros on the 1s and 2s. Sunday night, KFTV. And we are here rocking, man. Good to see everybody in the chat. Good to see our regulars in there. And salute, man. Hope you guys had a great weekend, because we definitely did as well. Al, what else we want to talk about? Oh, well, we definitely got to pay some bills, man. So, as you guys know, of course, this show is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. Yep, #1 men's grooming tool below the waist and above the waist, fellas. Go get your Manscaped products today. The Lawnmower 5.0 LED light. If you could do it in the dark, whatever you're into. extended battery life, sleek design, and most importantly, skin-safe technology. So you can do your thing down there and rest assured that you won't be coming up with any, cuts and nicks, the bad nicks, if you know what I'm saying. Manscaped also has a number of great solutions from shampoo, conditioner, body wash, deodorant, foot deodorant, ball deodorant, you name it, they have you guys covered. And they ship to a lot of countries worldwide, from the USA to Canada, Mexico, Europe. You have South Africa, Singapore as well. So use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. No testimonials. Shout out to our guys at Manscaped, Al. Always holding us down.
Shout out to Manscaped, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, so, yeah, very much looking forward to it. They do also have Keisha Bates-Jop on the wing rotation, in case you were wondering.
Keita beats Diop?
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it.
You said Keisha? Who? What?
Yeah, I did, man.
Good Lord, man. We're not talking about the singer.
Yeah. That's
Kesha. you talking about Kesha now? Come on, man. Jeez.
That was a scotch.
You are still recovering. You are still
recovery, man.
CP, I know that they always say the hangover cure is drinking more, but my God, man, you got to take a break.
Well, I switched it up because, like I said, we did finish the bottle of a certain color label last night. It's just too good not to. You know what I'm saying? It's just too good not to. So I'm on the wine tonight. I'm taking it slow, kicking back a little bit, pinky finger out. And a little
classy.
Yeah, so keep it classy. You know what I'm saying? A little Sauv Blanc action tonight. Yeah. Well, like I said,
that's why you talk about Kesha. Who else you want to talk about? You want to talk about Katy Perry too? Come on, man.
Well, I mean, look, he's going to be a back of the rotation type of guy. Break glass in case of emergency, but I like stacking up on these wings. You can't have enough. Just like in baseball, you can never have enough pitching. You can never have enough wings in the NBA, man. So, let's go.
You need that versatility in this league, man.
Definitely. All right, Alex and CP on the ones and twos. Let's give away the Marcus Morris jersey, man. Let's give it away, man. I think it's time. Here it is once more. A signed number 13, Morris Sr. This is a rare one for anybody's jersey collection, man. Or you can wear it to the Garden, whatever. Opening night. Rocking.
Yeah, how many people actually got a Marcus Morris jersey when he was on the team?
Yeah, not too many. Definitely.
How many people were buying jerseys that year for anyone on that team?
Yeah. True story. All right, so here's what we're going to do. For my franchise channel members, get ready. So here's what we do here. We are going to filter the chat here just by franchise channel members. And they are going to have to answer the trivia question of the night. So get ready. Let's go. Here we go. Al, I know you're sweating over there because I'm asking you the question. I'm asking you the question. And you don't know what it is. I didn't even tell you what it was.
Is this one of TM's difficult?
You know what? It just might be. It just might be, man. Okay, so here we go. So now the chat is being filtered, and we will unfilter the chat once we get down to business here. Franchise channel members, I'm warning you right now because I got to put the chat in slow-mo mode as well. So make sure you guys aren't commenting because you might miss your opportunity to get in on this. So let me put slow-mo mode on so nobody's spamming the chat with answers. Okay, Al, are you ready?
Let's go.
Franchise channel members, are you ready? All right, here goes the trivia question. Here goes the trivia question, ladies and gentlemen. And we are talking about Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, ladies and gentlemen, played for 8 different NBA teams before he got to the Knicks in the 2019-2020 season. In that offseason, he had a verbal agreement with a particular team. He would ultimately rescind the agreement and land with the New York Knicks, a coup for Scott Perry and then President Steve Mills. What was the team that Marcus Morris burned? Put it in the chat right now. right. Okay, we see some answers in there. Al, do you have an answer, sir?
It is the Spurs.
It is indeed the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs had to trade Davis Bertans to clear up cap space to get Mook in here until he said, you know what, I'm going to New York on a balloon deal. And, Greg Popovich was not too happy about it. But who cares? And that was that. Mook comes to the New York Knicks. Now, it looks like Triple M is the winner here. Shout out to Triple M, friend of the program. I think he did, but sometimes when the chats come in, sometimes it's not that person. It depends on the timestamp. So we got to go back and confirm with the digital clock of when Triple M's answer came in, because Joey Keys came in right after him from my view, but Joey Keys may have gotten his in time. So we got to check that. We're going to check that behind the scenes, and if it's Triple M or if it's Joey Keys, one of those guys is going home with the jersey, man. So Triple M and Joey Keys, email us kftvmedia@gmail.com. Email us with your address, and we will get that to you, man. And for you people at home who didn't win, hey, this is just we are back on our monthly giveaways for our franchise channel members. So if you didn't win this time, there will be many, many more opportunities for you to win over the course of this season, man. We are the gift that keeps on giving. Number one show for the fans, by the fans, man. This is what we do. Come on, man. On the day of the signing, I just pulled this out of the closet, bro.
Marcus Morse.
You know,
I'm just shocked that you have that. When I saw the banner come through my timeline, I'm like,
serendipity, man.
Wow.
Serendipity, man. So, shout out to Triple M in the building. Hopefully, we'll get to link up with Triple M for the season opener watch parties. We're gonna have those announcements coming up soon. Looking forward to revealing that as well. It's getting to be that time, man. Back to the phones we go, Al. Then we're going to get to a little worst take segment, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the phones we go. Femme from Brooklyn on the Discord. Femme, what's going on? Femme, going once?
You hear me?
Loud and clear. How you doing, man?
Salute. Happy birthday, CP.
Appreciate it,
KnicksFanTV. We on the road to 100K subscribers.
Yes,
Hit
sir.
that like button. Subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, it's the beginning of an exciting season. It's been a crazy off season to keep going. My one question salute to you, Alex, too.
Yeah.
My one question for both of y'all, could y'all do maybe on another episode, like a way too early season awards just for the Knicks roster? Like, who's going to be our defensive player of the year, our sixth man of the year?
Yeah.
And I'm most interested who you think our most improved player would be. And then NBA report, like NBA wide, I'd love to hear your opinions on that too, on that NBA report.
Yeah,
but thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
And be easy.
Good to hear from you, man. Call back anytime. Yeah, we always do those episodes as part of the season preview stuff, so we'll definitely get to that. That'll be one of the last ones before the season starts off, or way too early season award predictions. So we'll do that for KFTV. We'll do that for the NBA report as well, man. Salute. All right, Kane Marco says, $5 Super Chat says, my name was absolutely first, my good man. Send that. I didn't see Kane Marco, but shout out to him. Jack City says he was second. So, yeah, we're going to get to that. Let me see if TM, because I don't think TM is in the chat tonight. He's not. A check.
He's usually in there, yeah. All
right, well, I don't want to you know what, let me load Chauncey up in there, and let me see if I can access it. I don't remember the specific area. TM has that, but we'll see. Chauncey on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to hear from you, man. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. CP, happy birthday, Alex.
Appreciate it,
good to see you. I just wanted to know you guys' opinion on who would you guys rather have be in that second unit, like as far as the starter. Would you think it's going to be Randall, or in my opinion, I would probably put Bridges in there because I want to see Dante be the sixth man, so Bridges could get his rest and then come back in with the second unit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, maybe it's Brunson. I got to see how Tibbs does this, man. You could go a different combination every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think it can vary on, it'll depend. I think Randall will probably get some bench minutes too, because like Tibbs mentioned, he might play the 5 every now and then, which, I don't see it. I don't see it as the worst thing in the world. It's not going to be for extended minutes, but I definitely think all these veterans that.
Did we lose him?
I think all these veterans that we're signing here to end the offseason, it's probably going to be in a trade for a big man, because I think just having Mitch as our really only 7-footer is going to be a problem, because we know he's going to miss time, and we got to get some more depth in here.
Yeah, got to get some more depth in there. But yeah, I think the substitution pattern will be interesting. They should use the time to see who plays well together, because with Bridges that's a whole new wild card in the mix. So you're gonna have to see who plays well together, how balanced they are offensively, defensively, who's able to create for that second unit when Brunson is off the court. Is McBride taking another step as a facilitator with another year under his belt? Certainly something that I'll be watching, because McBride has shown that with his work ethic, he's improving steadily. So let's see if he's adding that to his game.
I would love to see McBride become more of a playmaker. I think he has really true potential. I've been saying this ever since the Alec Burks starting point guard era. I thought it was criminal that McBride was, dropping 40 and 10 in the G League and just glued to the bench in the pros. So I'm glad he's finally in the rotation. If he could be a better playmaker, that would just be the cherry on top.
Yeah.
But I think, Bridges in the second unit would, because he kind of played that role in Brooklyn where he was the main go-to guy, the main shot creator. So I think he's got experience doing that, and he'll just fit right in.
True indeed, man. Appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, man. Good to talk to you.
All right. Likewise. All right, Al. That was our guy, Chauncey, checking in on the Discord. Okay. Let's see here. I'm looking at the chat log here. And, wow, see, this is interesting, man. This is very interesting. We got a little Steve Harvey situation here, because the chat log actually has Eric L. Beats as the winner.
Wow.
A foot trick. It's got Eric L. Beats at 10:32 and 41 seconds. Hang on. No, actually, man. Actually, Al. Wow. We got a 4-way tie here, man. We got a 4-way tie.
A battle to the death. Is that the next thing?
Wait a second. We got a 4-way tie between Eric L. Beats, Chanel Phillip, Joey Keys, and Triple M in the building.
Wow.
I hope these guys are in the chat, because we got to break the tie. We got to break the tie, man.
Looks like we're starting a fight club.
Yeah, we got to break the tie. So, all right, here we go. This is for the first time ever.
Interesting.
We're back on it.
Wow. KG7 saying it's rigged.
He said it's rigged. 100 Triple M1. All right. No. This is true, man. This is true. I can actually show you guys this. Hang on. I can actually show you guys this. Just so you guys know, we don't pull foot tricks here on KFTV, man. We call it down the middle. So I'm gonna show you guys right now what we're seeing here. And according to the Nightbot logs, here we go, Al, right here. A 4-way tie.
Wow.
Between Triple M, Joey Keys, Chanel Phillip, and Eric L. Beats. But see, this is why you got to level up each time with the questions. Because I gave him a softball earlier, but this time I won't be so generous. So we are going to cut right to it. All right? So now, let me filter the chat once again. So to everybody in the chat, let me filter the chat. Franchise channel members only, and this is going to be between Triple M, Joey Keys, Eric L. Beats, and Chanel Phillip. Only. Only those 4. Are you ready for the question? The silence. Wait for the instrumental to come back up. Okay, here's your question, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus, the Knicks are playing the Celtics on opening night. Marcus Morris played for both the Knicks and the Celtics. Name me one player in Knicks history that the Knicks traded for on the Celtics. Knicks and Celtics trade. Name me one player in Knicks history that the Knicks acquired from the Boston Celtics via trade. How you like that one, Alex?
That's tough.
How you like that one, Alex?
That's a tough one.
Well, this is KFTV. This is an autographed Marcus Morris jersey. You got to be in it to win it. Franchise channel members are in here. Are you diehards or not? We are going to find out. Let's see. One player the Knicks acquired from the Boston Celtics in Knicks history. Let's see. Oh. Okay. 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 Answers up. Okay. Do you have an answer, Alex?
I do.
What is it, sir?
It is the guy who will get into his baguette.
Okay.
Evan Fournier.
Oh, wow. Great answer by you, man. Great answer. In August 17th, 2021, the Boston Celtics traded Evan Fournier in a sign and trade agreement along with the 2023 second-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick to the New York Knicks for cash considerations. And the winner is, my man, Triple M once again.
Wow.
Triple M. Triple M has proven, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no tie that can keep him away from the autographed Marcus Morris jersey. Great job by Triple M, man. Fantastic work by you. Fantastic work. Great job, Al. All right, so congrats to Triple M. He is the bona fide winner. And like I said, for our franchise channel members, man, we will have this going once a month. So, hey, get involved, and you'll have a chance to win one of these bad boys as well. Okay, Al, let's get to this Worst Take segment before we wrap. Great show, though. Absolutely great show. All right, let's get to this. And here we go. Worst Take. And it is on behalf of the All the Smoke podcast, Al, where Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes were giving their top 5 Knicks of all time. Top 5 Knicks of all time. Let's hear what they had to say here. Here we go.
Knicks of all time, and this shit ain't gonna be easy, Jack.
Not at all. Number 5, Nick of all time, Patrick Ewing.
Number 5, huh? Headed to New York, October 7th. All the Smoke times Larry Johnson, Gramercy Theater. Is Melo top 5 to you? Top 5 Knicks of all time? I think 6 or 7 years there. Didn't have a ton of success, but put the ball in the basket like no other.
Yes, he's top 5 to me.
Okay, so number 4. Let's go with Carmelo, man. Let's go with Carmelo Anthony, number 4.
I think for me, 3, winning means something to every organization, especially if you're there. So for me, 3, I got to go Earl Monroe. It was hard not to put Bernard King there, but he only played 1 year, and he didn't have any success. But
I think he played 3 years. 3 years.
Oh,
there,
3 years.
Right? 3 years there, yeah. 1 year, I want to say he averaged 30.
Yeah. See, that's crazy. It's hard not to put him in there, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I think of Bernard King, I definitely think of him in the Knicks uniform, but I feel you. Number 2, came out there and put it on the line with one leg, made a crazy comeback. Let's go with Willis Reed, man, a double-double machine. Got 2 chips there. Number 1, Jack.
Number one, I mean, he's definitely the most decorated Nick. He's probably the biggest name when you go to the games now still. And he's probably one of the worst dressed people ever on earth. So I'll definitely go with Walt Frazier.
Hey, man, you probably couldn't tell him shit back in the day, though. He was fly.
You can't tell him shit right now.
All right. So that's our 5. Clyde, Willis, Earl the Pearl, Melo, and Ewing. Your thoughts here, Al?
There's no way that Ewing should be 5 and Melo should be 4.
Yeah, no chance.
And I like Melo, you know, great vibes when he first joined the Knicks, but there is, if we're talking how winning is important, how do you have Ewing below Melo? That's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Clyde and Reed make sense as 1 and 2 just because they won the chips. And if you're going to consider rings, Earl the Pearl Monroe, lethal score, 4-time All-Star when he played. And I get it. And you had Clyde and Willis are 7-time All-Stars as well. I actually don't hate the list too much, but the Ewing and Melo thing really is just like throwing me off, man.
Yeah.
I really can't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, there's no way. I definitely can't do that. So, yeah, there's just no way, man. I'm gonna put. I see, like when we say greatest, are we gonna put rings above all, or are we gonna actually put talent? You know what I mean?
It's tough because like Clyde and Willis had talent. Monroe had talent.
Yeah.
Mel and Ewing all have like these guys all have talent.
Yeah.
I'm not too upset with 1, 2, 3 because you're talking about giving the guys Clyde and Willis who were here for both championships. They're due as 1 and 2. Fine with Monroe getting the 3rd spot because he's got 1 ring as a Knick. And then it should be Ewing because great talent, you know, dominated the 90s with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Right? Like he should go above Melo because Melo had 3 playoff appearances with the Knicks, man. 3. And some may even argue that Melo should even be top 5.
I gotta put Melo. I'm putting Melo in my top 5.
Yeah, I'm putting him up there because like talent wise on like 2000s was just rough.
Yeah.
So he's definitely top 5. But it's gotta be Ewing at 4, Melo at 5.
Here's my list, man. You ready for my list, man?
Yeah. Put Bernard King in there, CP. Is that it?
Here's my list.
You put a Bernard King in there, aren't you?
I'm putting Clyde number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Putting Clyde number 1. Skill set, 2 rings. I'm putting Game 7 clutch performance. I'm putting Clyde number 1. I'm putting Patrick number 2, man.
Wow.
I'm putting him number 2 over Willis.
Okay.
Willis had the 2 rings, but Patrick was a more dominant player. You know, more competition, more teams. Jordan era. Didn't get the job done. Didn't get the ring, but talent-wise, two-way force in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting him 2. I'm putting Willis 3. I'm putting the Pearl 4. And I'm putting Melo 5.
Ewing 2. Wow.
I'm putting Ewing at 2. I'm putting Ewing at 2, man. Yeah. Yeah.
This comment in the chat, we're going to discuss that one in a second, but Ewing 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Like super talented player. I mean, look, you look at the numbers that are retired in the Raptors. He's the only one that doesn't have a championship with his number up there. So, and rightfully so, it should be up there. Retired.
Yeah.
But 2? Like you're telling me that the name of the game, which is to win a championship, you're putting the talent above all.
Yes.
For the other two, for the other guys.
I think he's a case where you have to factor that in. I mean, Patrick Ewing. I mean, look, Willis did win the MVP, but again, different time. I mean, Patrick Ewing had some monster years, bro. 28-10, 3-4 blocks. I mean, he had look at this stretch right here. Top 4 MVP voting. Top 5. Top 11. Top 5. Top 4. Top 5. Top 4. That was from 88 to 95. 94, 95. I got to put he deserves that. I got to put him 2. I'm putting him number 2, man. Clyde, Patrick, Willis, Pearl, and Melo. Yeah.
If anything, I would say 3. Because I still think you gotta give Willis his all due respect. Come on, man. This man walked out there with a bum leg, inspired the team in a game 7, helped them win a chip.
For sure.
And then on top of that, you're talking about the guy. Hold on. Willis Reed went up against the guy, Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 100 points, but yet then had his tail between his legs because Willis Reed walked out that locker room. What does that say?
Willis did face off against Kareem, Lou Alcindor, Bill Russell. He did tango with Chamberlain. Patrick had to deal with Olajuwon, David Robinson, Shaq. Greats in their own respects as well. I just think you have to factor in him being a two-way force in his prime and his overall talent. Rings be damned. Starks ain't pricking away. This is a different conversation. He's probably number 1. I'm putting him. Yeah. That's my
would be. Yeah. If he won that chip, he'd probably be number 1.
Yeah. That's my list, man. Okay. All right. Well, good conversation. We'll close the show up with Jay, BK to HTown, Jay on the Discord. Close the show. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on? Y'all can hear me?
Loud and clear, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good. How y'all doing?
Yeah, doing good. Doing good, man. Sunday night, we here vibing.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, first off, man, I don't know if it's because this is the most anticipated season that I can remember in my lifetime as a Knicks fan, but it's feel like this offseason is taking forever. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I'm just ready for the games to begin. I'm ready to see how the team looks.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm nervous about, is there such thing as having too much talent?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous about if everybody's going to be okay with their minutes, if everybody's going to be okay with their with what they have going on with the team, with their position, with everything. So I'm just a little bit nervous. But I feel like if everybody's okay with their roles, with their minutes, that we could really have a championship team. But I'm just nervous about if everybody's not okay with that. That does really make me nervous.
Yeah.
And then, with Tom Thibodeau, with him playing his guys, if there's going to be some guys who feels like, they're a little frustrated with their roles in the offense within the team. So that just makes me nervous. But outside of that, I feel like this is the first time in my, in my years of living that I really do feel like we have a legit chance at winning the championship outside of when Patrick was playing. And I just wanted to piggyback off of what you said with Pat being number 2. I can definitely agree with that because, like you said, it was the Jordan era. And we were actually one of those teams that actually had a chance of winning, that actually felt like we could win, that we could beat them at one point. So just off of that alone, I feel like he definitely belongs number 2 because there were a lot of teams that had no chance, no hope, no anything. And because of Patrick Ewing, we did have hope that eventually we could beat, we could be in the finals and that we could actually win it. So I just want to say I appreciate everything y'all do. I'm really looking forward to the season. It can't get here fast enough. And I'm just hoping that the talent that we have on the roster translates to wins in the regular season and translates to, postseason wins. And just one last thing, I wanted to tag you on the worst take because Zach Lowe at one point said he thinks Julius Randle in an ideal situation, Julius Randle should come off the bench And I'm like, are you drunk? Like, in no situation Julius Randle comes off the bench, in none. He said that, and then he said we needed him last year in the regular season for his scoring. And I was like, we needed him more in the postseason rather than a regular season. But I want to tag that to you so you can get it. But I really believe that was one of the worst takes I've ever heard.
Yeah.
In no way, shape, or form, Julius Randle's coming off the bench. So I just wanted to tell you that. But man, I appreciate all the work y'all doing. Can't wait for the season to start, and I hope y'all have a great night.
Appreciate it, man. JBK to H-Town calling in from the members lounge. He says he's a little nervous, Al. He's a little nervous. Does he have a solid take there? What do you think?
So he said he was nervous because
is it maybe too many chefs in the kitchen? You know, is it going to be a little growing pains in terms of just trying to figure things out?
Right. And we had that conversation especially with regards to Hart and Dante.
Yeah.
And Dante is more so the guy. Well, you can even throw Hart in there, actually, the more I think about it, because let's just remember the beginning of last season where, you know, you had Quentin Grimes, you had Emmanuel Quickley, you had RJ Barrett, you had all these other guys on this roster, and Josh Hart, you know, is talking about how he wants to have more minutes, right? He wants more playing time. And so you have guys that are a little disgruntled. Maybe that changes because it's now his boys, right?
Yeah.
It's Bridges, it's Dante, it's Brunson. It's like, it's all of the guys that, you know, he won a chip with back at Villanova. So maybe he's more comfortable with that. But I can understand a little bit of a worry that you get something like that again, where, you know, someone's a little disgruntled because they're not getting the minutes that they believe they deserve. But then at the same time, if we've seen anything from this Nova squad, right, is that these guys are willing to sacrifice and go above and beyond in whatever category for the greater good. And I would say that we heard those rumblings at the beginning of last season because it wasn't such a smooth start for the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
We had obviously RJ getting sick again. You know, we were losing some close games. The offense looked a little clunky, even with Brunson and Randall's slow start. Even when those guys figured things out, it was still a clunky fit. And so I think now that you got the right ancillary pieces around Brunson and Randall, I don't see necessarily that happening where anyone's going to be upset about minutes or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will say that I am just concerned about Dante because even I think it was Harrison that said, you know, Dante as a starter is where he really got cooking. Him coming back off the bench, will he be able to be that consistent, reliable, knockdown 3-point shooter that we need? So Dante, probably the biggest concern. Josh Hart, energy guy. He should be able to fit in when necessary just because we're not looking for his offense. But Dante's probably the main concern just because the 3-point shooting is what's going to transcend this team and really take it to another level.
Yeah, well said. Well said, man. Yeah, look, I think it's a legitimate concern, but something that they're gonna have to navigate. I want to see this team face some sort of challenges and adversity when it comes to that, and see how they bring it together. Like Tibbs is gonna have his work cut out for him. What's gonna be the optimal lineups in different situations? I think he's gonna be second guessed on almost a nightly basis on decisions that he makes, whether it's leaving DiVincenzo or Hart on the bench or having Bridges on the bench, OG, Randall. Like, I think he's going to be asked those questions quite frequently. So it will be very interesting to see how they overcome it. But either way, good problems to have. Great show, Al. Great show, everybody in the chat. Congratulations once again to Triple M, the winner of the autographed Marcus Morris jersey. A couple of things. Make sure you guys go back in the archives. We had a great week of content last week. We had Jerry Ferrara on the show. Shout out to Jerry. Make sure you guys check in on that. We also had LJ. LJ was on the show, so make sure you guys go back and check out those interviews. Later this week, we will have Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby coming to the show on Tuesday, man. So make sure you guys tap in on that. And we got a couple other fire episodes on the burners as well. A couple that are in progress and that we are trying to close on. So Make sure you guys keep it locked. #1 show for the fans, by the fans, man. CB the Franchise, Alex Rotaros. Great show. And we're going to keep it rocking, man. Remember to hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Remember to support our sponsors. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Let me just make sure that I have all the super chats captured. Shout out to, once again, the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, J Cal. Appreciate the love. Definitely appreciate the birthday wishes. Reek Flair. Happy birthday to the GOAT CP 100. Shout out to Reek Flair, man, friend of the program. Junior Corona, really appreciate you. Haiku Homie Al says, morning, early night, you'll find orange and blue skies. The dusk approaches. So some bars from the Haiku Homie, man. Just a little bit of prose. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 8 Gang HBs. Join the franchise channel memberships. And once again, shout out to